I think illegal immigration needs to be combated. I think Thomas Jefferson's quote where he said that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance in a post 9/11 world is very relevant today, and I support that. Well, I think any time that you are trying to enforce the rule of law, it's a good thing. For companies to knowingly and willingly hire illegal immigrants for profit, bringing illegal immigrants into a culture that's not free, denying them basic human rights, I don't think is the right thing to do. I think it's a terrible message to send to young people. And I think all Hoosiers, and I challenge all Hoosiers to stand up with me in this human rights issue, this national security issue, and this basic fairness issue to Hoosier taxpayers. I mean, Hoosier taxpayers should not bear the economic cost to illegal immigration, and they do each and every day through the school system, education, through health care, through the incarceration of illegal immigrants in our prison system. There is a real economic, social, and political cost that I don't believe it's fair for Hoosier taxpayers to pay. I've taken it personally in personal offense on the ongoing charges by the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that this bill is somehow motivated by racism. I know the Hispanic and Latino culture so well. I've studied in Mexico City. I've worked in Central America. I've traveled throughout the region. I understand the culture, and I understand, quite frankly, the poverty. And I don't begrudge anybody for wanting to come to this country to better their life. The problem that I have is when companies knowingly and willingly profit from below market cost labor. I just don't think that's right, and I think it's a terrible message to send to young people. Well, there's a provision that I insisted that I wrote at my own urging without any prodding from anybody that has an anti-discrimination provision in it. And it says that this bill will not be enforced based upon national origin or ethnic identity, words to that effect. And I feel very strongly about that. We just had Lieutenant Colonel Ray Mejia, the most decorated, or reportedly the most decorated Hoosier Hispanic soldier, who came up to me in a private moment and said, I am sometimes asked if I'm an illegal. And this is after many years of being in this country, after a very decorated 32-year military career. And I just don't think that's right. You know, Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream that one day all men would be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. Wouldn't it be nice if we woke up one day and we didn't look around and said, you know, that person has darker skin, he must be illegal, or that person has a different accent, he must be illegal. That's one of the benefits of this legislation, because it puts us under the rule of law and gets us away from these stereotypes that I think is very detrimental to our culture. If you have a next door neighbor, for example, that's an illegal immigrant who is a member of your church, you can take him to church. You're not covered by this bill. And I did that because the idea of this bill is to take the money off the table, to go after those that are profiting from this illegal activity. Racism goes on today, and it's not right. And it needs to be repelled, and it needs to be disdained by society. And I support that. But what we did in this bill was we gave businesses immunity if they just utilize the E-Verify system. Whether or not it's accurate or not, they have immunity. And in a post-9/11 world, I go back to what, that quote from Thomas Jefferson when he said that the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Each American, each law-abiding citizen that pays the bill of government has a right to know who is in their country and why they're in our country. And God help us all in the event there was some sort of catastrophe because we didn't stand up for liberty and stand up for eternal vigilance. I just think that would be a terrible thing.